Hello, future biologists. Welcome to an exciting journey into the microscopic world of cells. Today, we are diving deep into chapter Cell for CBSE Class 9 Biology, focusing on a crucial topic, prokaryotic versus eukaryotic cells, a comparison table. We'll start with the basics, then gradually explore more complex details, functional differences, and even evolutionary insights. Get ready to unlock the secrets of life's fundamental building blocks. Let's begin our exploration with the basics. What makes one cell type different from another? We'll uncover the simplest yet most significant distinctions. First, let's remember what cells are. They are the smallest units of life, the fundamental building blocks of every living organism. From a tiny bacterium to a giant whale, everything is made of cells. Scientists classify all these diverse cells into two major types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. This classification is incredibly important because it helps us understand the fundamental organization of life. The biggest, most defining difference between these two types lies in how they store their genetic material. The most crucial difference is the nucleus. Think of the nucleus as the cell's control center, where the DNA, or genetic blueprint, is kept safe. Prokaryotic cells are simple, they don't have a true, membrane-bound nucleus. Their DNA just floats in the cytoplasm. Eukaryotic cells, on the other hand, have a well-defined nucleus, enclosed by a membrane, to house their DNA. Eukaryotic cells are also generally larger and more complex, containing many specialized structures called organelles, which prokaryotes largely lack. Examples of prokaryotes are bacteria, while plants, animals, fungi, and protists are eukaryotes. Time for some quick checks. Test your understanding with these easy questions. What is the primary difference between a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell? Can you give one example of each? And finally, do prokaryotic cells have a true nucleus? Think about what we just discussed. Now, let's peel back another layer and delve into the slightly more intricate structural differences that set these two cell types apart. Let's revisit the nucleus and genetic material. In prokaryotes, the DNA is a single, circular chromosome located in a region called the nucleoid, without any surrounding membrane. Eukaryotic cells, however, boast a true nucleus, a membrane-bound organelle that protects their linear DNA, organized into multiple chromosomes. This membrane acts like a security wall. Another major distinction is the presence of membrane-bound organelles. Prokaryotes lack these specialized compartments like mitochondria or the endoplasmic reticulum, while eukaryotes are packed with them, each performing a vital function. Next, consider cell size and complexity. Prokaryotic cells are typically much smaller, usually just a few micrometers, and have a simpler internal arrangement. This small size allows for efficient nutrient uptake and waste removal. Eukaryotic cells are significantly larger, often 10 to 100 micrometers, and are far more complex, with their internal structures neatly organized into various compartments. Their cell wall composition also differs. Most bacteria, which are prokaryotes, have a cell wall made of peptidoglycan, a unique substance. Plant cells, eukaryotes, have cellulose cell walls, while animal cells, also eukaryotes, have no cell wall at all. Finally, let's look at how they reproduce. Prokaryotic cells multiply through a simple process called binary fission, where one cell simply splits into two identical daughter cells. It's a quick and efficient way to reproduce asexually. Eukaryotic cells, however, employ more complex methods, mitosis for growth and repair of somatic cells, and meiosis for sexual reproduction, producing specialized reproductive cells called gametes. These processes allow for greater genetic variation and multicellular development. All right, it's time to solidify your understanding of these deeper distinctions. Here are 5 questions for you. Describe the location and structure of genetic material in both cell types. Can you name 3 membrane-bound organelles unique to eukaryotes? How do their sizes compare? What are the main components of their cell walls? And finally, explain their primary reproduction methods. Take your time to think through each one. Ready to go even deeper? In this hard level, we'll explore the functional implications of these differences and their profound evolutionary context. Prokaryotic cells are ancient, appearing nearly 4 billion years ago, and were Earth's first life forms, shaping our planet. Eukaryotic cells evolved much later, about 2.5 billion years ago, marking a huge leap in complexity, leading to multicellular life. The endosymbiotic theory suggests that mitochondria and chloroplasts in eukaryotes originated from engulfed prokaryotes, a fascinating story of cooperation. We'll now look at a detailed comparison table covering features like the nucleus, genetic material, organelles, ribosomes, cell walls, size, reproduction, cellular organization, cytoskeleton, and gene expression, highlighting the intricate differences that define each cell type. Let's break down the detailed comparison. Notice how the nucleus is absent in prokaryotes, with DNA in a nucleoid, while eukaryotes have a true, membrane-bound nucleus. Prokaryotes have a single, circular chromosome. Eukaryotes have multiple linear ones with histones. Membrane-bound organelles are a hallmark of eukaryotes. Ribosomes are smaller in prokaryotes. Cell wall composition is distinct, peptidoglycan in bacteria, cellulose in plants. Eukaryotes are typically larger, reproduce via mitosis and meiosis, and can be multicellular, unlike mostly unicellular prokaryotes. Even their cytoskeletons and gene expression processes differ significantly, reflecting their unique evolutionary paths. Prokaryotes exhibit incredible metabolic diversity, allowing them to thrive in extreme environments and perform vital roles like nitrogen fixation, unlike eukaryotes with their more specialized metabolic pathways. Gene expression also varies significantly. In prokaryotes, transcription and translation happen almost simultaneously in the cytoplasm, a process called coupled transcription-translation, often involving operons. In eukaryotes, transcription occurs in the nucleus, followed by complex RNA processing like splicing, before translation happens in the cytoplasm. This spatial and temporal separation allows for much more intricate gene regulation. Lastly, while prokaryotes have a rudimentary cytoskeleton, eukaryotes possess a highly developed and dynamic one, crucial for maintaining shape, movement, and internal transport. Now, let's challenge your understanding with 7 thought-provoking questions. Discuss the evolutionary timeline and the endosymbiotic theory. Describe 3 key structural differences beyond the nucleus. Explain how gene expression differs. What is an operon and its significance? How does the cytoskeleton impact cell function? Describe cell wall differences across types. And finally, why do prokaryotes show greater metabolic diversity? Take your time to formulate comprehensive answers. Welcome to the hardest level. Here, we'll delve into the intricate molecular mechanisms, the profound origins of these cell types, and their vital relevance in modern biotechnology and medicine. Let's revisit the endosymbiotic theory in greater detail. This theory, pivotal to understanding eukaryotic evolution, proposes that mitochondria and chloroplasts originated when ancient prokaryotes were engulfed by a larger host cell, forming a mutually beneficial relationship. Strong evidence supports this, including their bacteria-like size, circular DNA, 70S ribosomes, double membranes, and reproduction by binary fission independent of the host cell. This event was a game-changer, providing eukaryotes with enhanced energy production and photosynthetic capabilities, fundamentally altering the course of life on Earth and paving the way for more complex organisms. Genetic organization and regulation differ significantly. Prokaryotes have compact genomes with high gene density, often arranged in operons for coordinated gene expression, primarily regulated at transcription. Eukaryotes, with larger genomes, have non-coding introns and complex, multi-level gene regulation involving chromatin remodeling, transcription factors, RNA processing, and post-translational modifications. Cellular compartmentalization in eukaryotes, with specialized organelles, allows for simultaneous, efficient biochemical reactions in distinct environments. For instance, lysosomes maintain an acidic pH, while mitochondria optimize conditions for respiration, enhancing metabolic efficiency. These divisions of labor are crucial for eukaryotic complexity and larger cell volume. Considering structural integrity and motility, prokaryotes have simpler cytoskeletal elements like FTSZ for division and MREB for shape, and their flagella are rotating protein filaments. Eukaryotes, however, boast a highly dynamic cytoskeleton of microtubules, microfilaments, and intermediate filaments. Microtubules aid cell shape, organelle transport, and form the complex 9+2 structure of cilia and flagella, enabling sophisticated movement. Microfilaments are crucial for cell shape, muscle contraction, and cytokinesis, while intermediate filaments provide robust structural support. These intricate eukaryotic cytoskeletal systems are fundamental for their diverse functions, from maintaining cell integrity to complex cell migration and internal trafficking. The distinct molecular differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells are incredibly important in medicine and biotechnology. Antibiotics, for example, selectively target prokaryotic structures like the peptidoglycan cell wall, 70S ribosomes, or unique DNA replication enzymes, effectively combating bacterial infections without harming human eukaryotic cells. In biotechnology, bacteria are invaluable as hosts for gene cloning and producing recombinant proteins due to their simple genetics and rapid growth. Furthermore, prokaryotes exhibit simpler cell-cell communication, like quorum sensing for coordinated behaviors, while multicellular eukaryotes have evolved highly sophisticated signaling pathways using hormones, neurotransmitters, and specialized junctions, crucial for complex tissue and organ function. Let's tackle the first 5 questions in our hardest challenge. Explain the evidence for the endosymbiotic theory. Compare genetic organization and regulation in detail. Discuss how compartmentalization enhances eukaryotic efficiency. Differentiate between prokaryotic and eukaryotic flagella. And finally, explain how cellular differences are exploited in antibiotics and biotechnology. Ponder on these challenging concepts. Now, for the final 5 questions. Detail prokaryotic quorum sensing and contrast it with eukaryotic communication. Analyze the role of the eukaryotic cytoskeleton in transport and motility. What unique metabolic capabilities do prokaryotes possess and their ecological roles? How do ribosome differences impact protein synthesis and drug targeting? And lastly, what evolutionary advantages and innovations allowed eukaryotes to diversify despite prokaryotic success? These questions require a comprehensive understanding of the topic. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into prokaryotic versus eukaryotic cells. We've journeyed from basic distinctions to complex molecular insights and evolutionary connections. I hope this session has illuminated the fascinating world within us. For more such engaging and in-depth educational content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing biology lessons. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep questioning.